Roses. You're watching the Northern Super League presented by BMO, the official bank of the NSL. We're on CBC Gem today for a big matchup. 1-1 these two teams. Each has beaten each other once this season. Montreal Roses right now in a bit of a tough spot. Winless in 3, 2 losses in a row and a draw. While the Calgary Wild, a bit of an uptick for them. They had 3 straight defeats, but since then have reeled off 2 straight wins, and they're looking to go for 3 in a row today. But both of these teams, colossal news off the pitch, and we'll begin with the Montreal Roses. Latifa Abdou requesting a contract release from the Roses. She's been their offensive piston, Jess, and how big of a loss is that, and how can they overcome it?
It's obviously a huge loss. She's someone that has played a big part in their success this year. 6 goals, which leads this team. But I also think, there's that reality of this being professional sports, and this happens, and it's just something you have to move forward from. This is a team sport. There's a lot of quality players on this team. It's not just about Abdou, so I think they're going to just have to continue to go forward. This opens up that opportunity for someone to step in there and really make that role their own.
Let's look at the starting 11 for Montreal today and some adjustments. There's been a few changes, and starting at the back, Lambert in for Karpenko in goal, Hill in for Mbala at center back, and then Cherim Kang at the right midfield position. Watch out for that South Korean international. Boychuk and Paquin up front in Abdou's absence. Coach Robert, thanks for being with us right now. With Latifa leaving the Roses camp, obviously a major piece of offense for you guys, what's the feeling been like within the team this week?
Yeah, the feeling has been mixed. I would say at the beginning a bit hard, a bit of not understanding what's happening from the perspective of the players, which is normal. But we dealt with it, and the more the week was going on, the more and more it became like usual, positive, good vibes. And today the players came with a very, very high level of energy and great mindset to attack the game.
I know we spoke earlier in the week about maybe this is an opportunity for other players to step up. Has this affected your tactics in terms of team selection?
No, the tactics, no. Just the roles and Noemi has the chance now to step in. But we know we have Laurie, we have Claire also, we have Tanya. Cherim is she's gonna make the debut, and obviously Megan, our co-captain. That we have ammunition up top, and we're very confident about the players that we have. And it's all about the team. It's all about how we respond, and when we have challenges, it's the way we react to them that matters most. So we're looking forward to it.
Appreciate your time and good luck today.
Thank you so much.
And there was huge news in Wild Rose country as well. The extension of their captain, Maggie Doherty-Howard, through 2028. And what a player she has been for the Wild this season, Jess.
That's massive news for them, having a player like her resign from so many aspects. She's somebody that she's always in the heart of their success, but also in those moments of hardship, she's that needed leader, and she's so hardworking. She's proven to be somewhat of a free kick specialist. She has that high IQ. She's crafty. You name it, Doherty-Howard has it.
Well, let's look at their formation. A little adjustment in terms of going from a 4-3-3 to a 4-1-3-2. One personnel change at center back. Talia White, the 26-year-old from Calgary, coming in for Micah Rolfsma, who's out of this lineup with a knock. 9 injuries on Lydia Bedford's side. Well, the table, it remains tight. AFC Toronto on top, but this match, a lot of implications. The Montreal Roses can leapfrog Ottawa into second place with a victory today or a draw. Meantime, the Calgary Wild, they really want these 3 points. It'll even them and put them in the top 4 with the Vancouver Rise. Well, kickoff is straight ahead. You're watching the NSL on CBC Gem. We've got the Montreal Roses, the Calgary Wild, and that's coming up from Stade Boréale just ahead. Stay with us. the coaches greeting each other before kickoff. Robert Rosatoyu, Lydia Bedford exchanging handshakes and maybe talking about the news that both of these clubs have had off the pitch. Certainly good news on one side, sort of bad news on the other if you're the Montreal Roses. But let's hear from them now. Is great at Stade Boréale, but Megan Sauvé, Ali Hess giving some words to their team beforehand. There is Jorian Baucom, a great addition to the Calgary Wild. Jess, you've been impressed with her play so far.
Yeah, I think she's a player that has the ability to make an impact for this Wild side. That was something that they struggled with early on, really having that player to be that outlet and that target up top. So she's somebody that provides not only that ability to play back to goal and lay that ball off when necessary, but she also has the pace to really break that line and cause issues for defenders as well. So I'm excited to see her step into this role and continue to grow game to game.
Tanya Boychuk getting ready at center field to kick off at Stade Boréale. Tanya Boychuk, one of the co-captains of the team, laying off. Cherim Kang with the ball off the top. Poked away by Felicia Waugh. Gabrielle Lambert getting the start. Anna Karpenko took a knock 36 minutes into their last match and had to come out after a collision with DB Pridham. The ball played through. Noemi Paquin in behind Michaela Moore. Paquin with the shot! And, well, the sure hands of Sophie Bukovic.
We just spoke about Montreal being a team that is having to deal with something right now where they're losing a top goal scorer, but this is such a great example of the quality that they have and the ability to connect. You see Paquin take this opportunity, drive forward, and take a great strike, but this is an awesome save from Bukovic.
And on the corner kick, first set piece of the match. Montreal Roses have been on the front foot since kickoff. 25-degree day, feeling more like early 30s on that turf field at Stade Boréale. Short corner in to Bilbao. Back across. And the ball whistled down, no goal. Stephanie Hill was looking to convert on her 4th goal of the season.
She has proven to be a problem when she is in your 18-yard box. You do not want her to get on the ball.
Storty clearing the ball up the pitch. I should quickly correct myself because I said Sophie Bukovic instead of Steph Bukovic. You'd think I know this by now, but having called beach volleyball and her twin sister in the past, I sometimes muscle memory gets me. So Stephanie Bukovic in goal, getting her 15th start of the season. 4 clean sheets. Forest of legs early. And Baucom clipping Bilbao.
We're already seeing early on, Signa, in these first 2 minutes, just the energy that you're seeing from Montreal. They're coming out on the front foot. They're ready. They're prepared. They want to get a goal early, and that's something that early in the season we saw them do many, many times back to back. So that's definitely something that you can see they're going into this one, wanting an early goal, being able to get on the board and to set the tone in their favor.
Sauvé breaking in and trying to play in Boychuk. Michaela Moore trying to see that out of bounds, and a good battle between those two players, but Moore earning the foul and pulling up Boychuk. It was that last meeting, Jess, you talked about those early goals of the season, July 26th, where Abdu and Boychuk scored within 5 minutes of each other, picking off passes from the Calgary back end. And that was something that Robert Rosatoyu said that they'd love to repeat this time around. That press for Montreal has been very effective.
It has been. They're not a team that you want to go up against when it comes to their press. They are able to swarm you. They shut down those passes, and they're ready to pounce. So they give you very little room for error, and that's definitely something that Calgary's going to have to be aware of today.
Sauvé. Bilbao, nice touch of the foot over to Felicia Roy. The 19-year-old from Montreal getting another start. Ali Hess on the bench, available today, was not available last match, so Hess, one of the leaders of the team, will certainly be called upon later if needed. Stordy clearing the ball up the pitch, and Capadonna back into the arms of Gabrielle Lambert. Harvey. Thurton to Bockham. Savitsky earning that throw in.
I spoke about Calgary needing to be aware of that pounce and that press. But, you know, Coach Bedford here coming out with a tactical change and going in with a 4-1-3-2, which really applies pressure to Montreal. And the way they've been building, we've seen them build with more of a 3 coming out of the back. And having those 2 players up top between Bockham and Harvey, Montreal's backline is going to have to be very aware, and they're going to have to find that balance of when to allow a Whitaker to be released and drive forward, or whether or not that she's going to have to stay in just to provide a bit more of that safety aspect.
Rose is putting on pressure, and they'll see a corner kick early in this match as well. And Lydia Bedford telling us this week, you know, aside from that opening 5 minutes in that match on July 26th, she was pleased with the team's effort after that. It's just that the early blip that cost them that victory. They did win earlier this season back on May 18th.
Well, we've seen the resilience from Calgary this season so far, and it's very difficult to come back from that. 2 goals scored back-to-back within 5 minutes, but they definitely put up a good fight last time around.
Doherty Howard, the delivery in. Oh, Michaela Moore nearly got a volley on it. And Bockham offsides the call.
It's a great ball in, and you see Moore trying to get there. She's not able to connect with it. But Calgary does well to keep it in. Bockham's not able to stay on side, but Savitsky being sure to give her team another chance getting that ball back into the box.
Michaela Moore, 3 goals this season from one of the team leaders. 3-time Olympian for New Zealand. Doherty Howard. Just masterful on the ball. That was an essential piece for the Wild to get sorted out. That was something they wanted to get in the books. 2028, Maggie Doherty Howard will be with the Calgary Wild, and that's certainly something that other players will look at and say, hey, the captain is bought into this team, bought into this program, believes in what they're doing, and you know, that brings a lot of confidence for players who are maybe looking for a place to play.
Yeah, absolutely, from that aspect, as well as, you know, you want to play alongside players like Doherty Howard, the quality that she brings and how she's able to uplift those around her. We've seen it with this team, whether they've been going through something and they haven't been getting results. She's somebody that has been a bright spot for them. And when they are doing well, she's also right in the heart of that.
Stordy with a nice recovery. And an off touch by Thurton, who's looking for Doherty Howard. Laura Schenk playing at left back today. Familiar spot for her. Savitsky back to White. And Bukovic deciding to play direct. Malcolm just mishandled the touch there. Getting used to this turf field at Stade Boréale. Doherty Howard coming back now. Looking to release Thurton.
It's a good idea to have that switch of play happen, and we know that Calgary's found a lot of success, specifically on that right side through Thurton and her ability to drive forward and get balls into the box. Obviously, in their last matchup against Halifax, Harvey's able to get her first goal off of a great delivery across by Thurton. So definitely utilizing those flank and those wide areas has proven to be helpful for them. And I definitely think today, providing those overloads and getting forward and really putting that Montreal back line under pressure is going to cause a lot of problems for them.
Calgary choosing again to play direct. Shank will pick up the ball to Roy. Lambert, the switch of play to Whitaker. The right idea, pass just a bit off.
You mentioned Signa, you know, that direct play that you were seeing from Calgary quite a few times. And it's interesting that you point that out because Coach Bedford did mention to us when we spoke to her that the last time these two teams met, that 2-0 loss is actually the game that they were able to give themselves a shake and recognize that that direct play is on sometimes, that they do have to go forward and they do have to utilize it. As much as they're a team that loves to play, you have to pick those moments. So it's definitely something that they've been using and has been helping them moving forward.
Obviously, the goal for all these teams is, you know, everybody loves to play out of the back, and sometimes it's just not on.
Especially when
you have a team that presses like Montreal. Boychuk chipping over top to Cherem. And Bukovic says, nah, I read this the entire way.
Cherem is a player that I'm excited to see her get more minutes and really step up. Obviously, this is her first start, but her ability when she's on the ball, she's very smart, she's crafty, she goes at people, but her pass and go, her movements are fantastic, and I think she's definitely going to help out this attack.
Paquet! Oh my, that would have been something. This young player has been looking for her first goal of the season. And of course, the loss of Latifa Abdou opening some opportunities for players, and that would have been something for Naomi Paquin.
You're seeing that hunger and grit and just how bad she wants it. And as you said, Signa, she's chasing that first goal, and she's been somebody that's contributed to the success, so far this season. But her abilities are there. It's just a matter of being able to convert now. So that hunger and that grit is going to need to continue this matchup, and I think we potentially might see that first one.
Bilbao under pressure, electing to go back to Lambert. Back end, just a little nudge up to Boychuk. Both players down, but the play's on. Sauvé into Cherem. Cherem! Oh, just wide of the post. Kang Cherem. Oh, that was close.
You see her put her hands on her head, frustrated. She definitely thought that was going into the back of the goal. But Montreal has been finding so much success with these slip balls. And you see here, Boychuk fighting, Sauvé able to feed this through, just not able to get it on frame. You see the little toe punt by Cherem to try to get that into the back of the net. But those opportunities continuing to come for Montreal early on.
Cherem, the South Korean international, 42 caps, most recently played in the Asian Cup qualifiers. Ball through, Bukovic. Scooping it up, having a few words for her team. Let's get organized here. looking forward. And the call on Harvey. Quickly played in. Bilbao. Lovely ball out to Whitaker. Broken up by Wilson. Savitsky. Harvey through to Doherty Howard, but swept away by Hill.
You're seeing that combination play in Doherty Howard trying to expose that space and exploit it as Whitaker gets forward, and that's something in those transitional moments that Montreal has to be aware of. That space is going to be open. We know that Calgary is a team that is smart enough and has that IQ to be able to expose it and exploit it. So they have to find that awareness when Whitaker does get forward, how they're covering that space, how they're able to deal with those threats that are going to be coming.
Moore pumped it up the pitch. Whitaker took a swing and missed. Ali Green, another New Zealand international. Looking for Catherine Harvey. Harvey picking up her first goal of the season last week in a victory over Halifax, 1-0. That's obviously a foul on Megan Sauvé.
We're seeing both Bockham and Harvey very active coming off the front, and it's causing a lot of issues there. She's able to draw that foul. Not a very easy player to bring down at that, but Bockham is going to get involved in everything. You see here, she's trying to bring this ball down, and she's trying to turn, but Sauvé just gets a bit of her foot in return.
Doherty Howard on the ball. And will it be a Maggie to Michaela, as Coach Lydia Bedford says, for these set pieces? No, it's a little tricky one. Green out to Wilson. Wilson turns. Tries to get the cross in, and Lambert was trying to avoid having another corner kick, but it's going to be one. See if something can happen out of the second corner of the game for the Wild.
Calgary is a team that you want to eliminate the amount of set pieces that you're giving them. They've proven how good they are on them, especially when you have a player like Doherty Howard on the ball to put that delivery into the box.
Whips this in, high ball to the far post. Paquin will fire that up the pitch. Not out of danger yet. Storty up over top to Thurton. Thurton cuts it back and cuts it right into the arms of Lambert.
She complicated that a little bit. There was no need to go back to her right foot. You saw that she didn't want to swing that across with her left, but had that initial cross came off, there was numbers in the box, and there's something coming from that, potentially.
Wasn't enough of an advantage to play, so the foul called back there.
Yeah, you're seeing another look at it here. Storty does well to play this long ball through on the throw-in, and she cuts back, and this is where that initial cross needs to happen. She takes her angle away when she goes back to her right foot, when she's already beat the Montreal defender. There's no reason to complicate your life in that situation. Get the ball across the frame and let someone get on that and put it in the back of the net.
Ball rolls off the foot of Whitaker. Just approaching the 18-minute mark, and Montreal with the advantage in terms of shots early on, just one on target. Storty moving forward. Grace Storty to Harvey. The one-time cross. She's got Baucom. Oh, Baucom tried to turn. Just got caught up in her feet. And Hill able to get it away. So Baucom just trying to find her touch early in this game, but that could have been a great opportunity. Hill finds Whitaker wide. Cherim, the cross in! And Paquin was there.
That was a great ball in. I thought Paquin was going to be able to at least stick her foot out. She has to try it. There has to be a little bit more hunger in that instance. She's obviously the only player in the box at this moment making that run at the top of the 6. You see her kind of hesitate and take a step back. So she has to continue to drive forward there, at least get a foot on it. If it doesn't deflect on frame, at least you're there, you're doing everything you can.
Rosatoyu, the manager for Montreal Roses, must be pleased. He wants more box entries, but he wants them to be more mean in that offensive third. That was his quote directly, more mean. I love that. He said, we got to go 100 miles an hour in that offensive third.
And that's a fair assessment. There was, aspects to their game where they were having great build-up play, but that final pass, that cohesion, that fluidity that we're so used to seeing from a Montreal attack wasn't there. That grit, and to his point, that meanness that you need in the final third to make things happen, to create dangerous opportunities. They were lacking it slightly, specifically in that last game, because the opportunities were created, but they weren't able to get that final touch together.
This team, obviously with that news of Latifa Abdu earlier, late in the week actually, requesting that her contract be released from the Montreal Roses. The team is, it's been a mixed week for them in terms of emotions. Robert Rosatoyu telling us ahead of the match, but it's been good vibes ever since. This is a very cohesive team, a team that comes in early and leaves late at their training facility. They love being together. They play tech ball together, pretty competitive. When they're not too tired, of course. This is a long, grueling season, but tech ball, the table tennis soccer game on that curved surface. I'm not sure if you ever played some of that, Jess, but
it's definitely fun. I have. It's fun. Big fan. We should bring that into the office here.
That sounds good. I'd be a little rusty, but Schenk. And Thurton picks that off. Thurton gets the cross in. Was looking for Harvey. Not out of trouble yet. Hill just clearing it up and up. So Calgary lurking.
And we're seeing those issues that they are able to create when they give Thurton the opportunity to get forward. She does well here to win this ball off Schenk. She looks up. She tries to cut this back, and it's a well-placed ball. Harvey not able to get there before Capadona.
Doherty Howard threading it through to Harvey. The ball in, headed away by Whitaker. Howard bouncing around. Bilbo, nice touch out of feet. Get that out of trouble to Cherim. Cherim going against Green, and Green timely tackle out for a corner kick.
That's well done. That's well done by Cherim to go forward and continue to drive forward, taking the attention on herself, but also able to win a corner kick out of this. It wasn't a completely wasted opportunity. She wasn't able to get the ball into the box to give her team any form of a dangerous opportunity. So this is the next best thing. Now they're able to get a set piece and potentially convert on it.
Marie-Soleil Baudouin, the referee for today, just having a word with Jackie Savitsky. There was a little bit of a foul there. The corner in. Bukovic with those sure hands. Bukovic clearing up, looking for Thurton. Shanks on it though. Finds Sauvé. Sauvé, the cross, can't get in. Paquet, oh, that was a glorious shot on goal, but an even better save. Right at Bukovic.
That's twice now, Signa. 2 huge saves from Bukovic. You're seeing that pressure, though, that immediate pressure from Montreal. They're able to win. The Shank does a good job at bringing it down. She finds Sauvé, who gets this ball across. A poor clearance by Moore, and Paquin absolutely drilling that. But Bukovic once again coming up big and keeping that ball out of the back of the net.
Well, Bukovic, known for her cat-like reflexes, had several highlight reel saves this season. The corner in, this time cleared away by Moore. Headed away by Moore. Just bouncing around like a ping pong, speaking of tech ball. Cherim. Ball crossed in. Boychuk giving chase. And can't tell if that's a throw-in or...
Yeah, I believe it's
corner
a
throw-in.
We're seeing Montreal win those first and second balls right now. They're collecting, they're keeping that patience aspect of their game, but they're also getting that ball in. They're giving themselves more opportunity. It doesn't come off. They're able to collect that second ball, get another opportunity. So that hunger is definitely there for Montreal today.
Nice back heel from Boychuk to Felicia Roy. Sauvé cuts that back and cleared out of danger from Doherty Howard. Capadonna. Whitaker stretching the pitch. Cross in. Popped up by Moore. It's all Montreal right now. Cherim. Look at that bit of skill. Couldn't get the final pass in.
You can see clear as day there, Signa, just how high Whitaker does get and how in those transitional moments that could be dangerous. But Calgary has to do much better at being able to connect that pass, that clearance, get it into Baucom, then get numbers below her, get it into Harvey, where they're in a position where they're able to combine and create something, you know, being 2v2 with the center backs of Montreal, as we're also seeing Shank get slightly higher, where she is slightly out of the play, where it would be a direct 2v2 back there. But there just has to be that aspect and that cleanness to their passing right now to create something difficult for Montreal's back line in transition.
Baucom being that target up front, creating some problems, drawing fouls so far in this match. Looking for a target here. Doherty Howard across the pitch. Wilson wins it back. Doherty Howard, they don't want to have her turn and have a fire strike, but is Thurton ready? Thurton couldn't get all of it behind her. And Lambert, easy save.
Sarita Thurton's been very active so far in this game, whether she's getting down the line, crossing that ball in, winning the ball back, and again trying to get the ball across the frame, or she's the one taking that shot. And that was a great ball through by Doherty Howard. A lot of chances are coming for both of these sides. They have to be able to convert.
Boychuk charging forward. Boychuk slipping it through to Paquet. And Michaela Moore making sure that Bukovic has that.
This is a great turn by Doherty Howard. She recognizes the numbers. She plays this little slip ball through, but Thurton's not able to get her hips quite around it to hit it into that far post. It actually goes right into the hands of Lambert, which, you know, doesn't create anything dangerous. But those opportunities are there. Those slip balls have been causing issues on both sides here. We've seen Montreal find success there. We've also seen Calgary find that success, getting those numbers forward, getting numbers in the box. And now it's a matter of finding that clinical edge that's needed and being able to convert.
Well, hydration break, obviously the heat today in the 30s. Brought to you by Powerade, official beverage partner of the NSL. So as both teams get fueled up, let's show you one of the key chances in this match today.
Loving this song, by the way, Sydney.
Yes. Feeling hot, hot.
This was a great chance. A lot of players involved in this, but Sauvé playing a great ball through, and then Chera not quite able to connect with this. Boychuk doing so much work, getting tackled there by Moore, but this ball through, again, great ball through, but not clinical enough in the final third, in those final moments. And you see that frustration from her. We spoke about the quality that she has. We know that the quality of all these forwards, these players that are getting in forward positions for Montreal. So that conversion has to be able to go up. It just has to be better.
You see Charlotte Bilbao there with a mark above her, sort of a couple of stitches there, covered up. But having some words, and that's the kind of leadership that she brings. She doesn't wear the captain's armband like Megan Sauvé or Tanya Boychuk, but just such experience, you know, playing over 50 times for France, and really providing, you know, I was talking to Ali Hess this week, and she said, I learned so much from her, and I'm a veteran player. You know, to line up next to somebody like number 18, Charlotte Bilbao, and such a valuable resource for somebody like Felicia Roy, a 19-year-old on the team.
Absolutely, and you know, you always want to be surrounded, as a player, you want to be surrounded by players who know more than you at times, have that experience, because that is how you're going to learn. It doesn't matter, as you said, Ali Hess, a veteran player herself, but there's always more that you can learn, and you're able to learn that from the players around you. It's not always coming from the coaching staff. So that experience, you know, it carries a lot of weight when you're on a team, and we see the quality that Bilbao has in her play, and you know, just the fact that she's able to share those words of wisdom with her teammates is awesome.
Oh, party atmosphere at Stade Boréale, Laval, Quebec. Only facility for women's professional sports, dedicated to women's professional sports in this country. Capadonna to Whitaker. Thanks for being with us this afternoon. I'm Signa Butler alongside former Canadian Youth International Jess Lisi, bringing you the call on CBC Gem. Very evenly matched so far through just over 30 minutes. Thurton playing Wilson in. Harvey under pressure. Harvey has a shot on goal. It almost caught Lambert off guard. And Sauvé means business, gets that out of trouble.
It's a great strike by Harvey, trying to create something out of that from a long distance area. And that's the threat, that's the impact that you want from your strikers, from a Bochum, from a Harvey, from those areas. Take your chance, have the confidence to be able to smack that. And there's a great rebound that comes with that. No one's able to collect it, but there's a potential goal in that. You're seeing it here again, Wilson finding Harvey. She looks up and says, yeah, I'm gonna try it. And it dips just perfectly where there's not much that Lambert can do in regards to catching it. So she does let out that rebound. Bochum not expecting it and isn't there to collect it. And obviously Montreal able to clear that out of the danger zone.
Moore up to Doherty Howard, playing quickly. Bochum to her foot, taken down. They'll play advantage. The advantage played. Thurton 1v1 on Shank. Gets the cross in. It's a hard cross at that. And that'll dip out for a corner kick.
Seeing Thurton again, pulling out the moves, looking up, picking her moment to really go and drive end line to get this ball in. But it deflects off Harvey a little weirdly. It did look like it was going to go towards goal, but there was actually an offside call on Harvey, I believe, in that. But those numbers forward have been there for Calgary, and it's important that they continue to drive because the crosses have been causing some issues for Montreal.
Cherim knocked down by Green. Play continues. Green getting forward now. Can she chase this down? Stordy alone. The touch escapes her. Moore gets it to Baucom. She gets a touch into Doherty Howard. Two great veterans, Doherty Howard and Bilbao, battling it out together. Tried to slip the ball through to Thurton. And out for a goal kick.
There's times where Thurton really has to utilize that wide area and pull wider. She gets caught at times standing a little bit too close to the Montreal defender and doesn't give herself that ability and that time and space to use her pace and take that touch and go forward and allow her teammates to find her, where again, she's able to have space to go and drive at players. So that aspect of finding that flank, really staying closer to that line and giving herself a better chance to create dangerous opportunities for her team is going to be big for her and as well as her team in this, as you're seeing those switch balls are on often.
Out for a throw-in. You're watching NSL Soccer presented by BMO, the official bank of the Northern Super League. There's 10 minutes left in this opening half. Scoreless between Montreal and Calgary, who've each got a win against each other this season. Just the third meeting of the season, and both coaches joke that they're going to be seeing each other every other week until the end of the season after this match. So far, Montreal with the advantage in terms of possession. Doherty Howard. Baucom's got to stay onside here. Harvey herself tried to get the shot off. It's blocked. And Whitaker gets them out of trouble. Here comes Sauvé. Sauvé with space. Still Sauvé here. Passes it off to Boychuk. And the Meg pass, but out for a goal kick. Megan Sauvé, tons of space. No one was closing her down.
She should have a lot of time and space, and we've seen those slip balls that have been hurting them, and that's where Calgary's becoming a little bit more aware and dropping, but there has to be immediate pressure. You see here on the other end with Harvey taking... Ooh. I mean, he'll definitely stop something because that was going towards goal. It was a great strike. We saw the quality that she has in her ability to strike. So well done by Hill to stand and block that from going towards goal.
I know for a throw in here.
You mentioned time and space, Signa, and you're seeing it on both sides of the ball right now. Both Baucom as well as Harvey are doing well, and Doherty Howard, to really occupy that space in between the lines of the center backs and that back line in the midfield. And on the opposite side, it's the same thing. So both teams are doing well to exploit those areas. But both of them really have to pick it up and being able to not allow time and space to the opponent in that space specifically because of how dangerous it can be.
Over for a Calgary throw-in. Lots of action over on this touchline. Calgary right now sitting 5th in the standings. Today getting points essential, according to Lydia Bedford. They're concentrating on their own performance right now. That's the focus, but she has made a grid for the players to look at in terms of their remaining games and what's on the line, and wanting to turn some of those boxes green, as she said, in terms of 3 points for a victory. But a visual for the team.
Amber, she said.
Yeah, if not green, amber. Yeah, I like that. Poor touch by Hill. Doherty Howard is on the case, but Hill manages to escape.
Hill being a player that has really stepped up in the moments that she's been given the opportunity, whether she's scoring a goal off of a set piece or she's stepping up on the defensive end and really stopping dangerous opportunities, taking charge of that back line.
Stops it there, Stephanie Hill. Capadonna in some trouble. Gets out the former Yukon team captain. First year of professional soccer, Lucy Capadonna. You mentioned a player like Hill earning her 9th start today of the season. But some injuries have opened up that gap for her. Maddie Wilson on the ball now. And given away. Boychuk looking forward. Maybe to Cherem, that was off the mark. Oh, and talking about a player like Stephanie Hill for the Montreal Roses. A young player coming out of McGill University, so coming out of the university in Canadian U Sports. There is Stephanie Hill there. Already with 3 goals on the season. Bit of a surprise, maybe, but certainly has the height. She had that real 45-yarder that screamer she had earlier this season. But Robert Rossitoyo is saying, there's a balance in terms of like you're developing players. It's not just about, winning games out here. It's about developing players. And that's a prime example of a player who's been given an opportunity. And it's paid off. Right now, Montreal Rose is in control, though. Boychuk to Bilbao, wanting it first time, and over top of the crossbar.
Bilbao leaning back there just a bit too much. You see her actually hit that with her instep. She isn't able to get a good strike on it, plus the lean back, and we're going to see another look at it here. But a poor clearance, and this has to be better. They have to clean this up from Calgary's perspective because we know Montreal's ready to pounce. Boychuk's there to collect, and Bilbao, that's where you see her lean just slightly, open up her hips, and isn't able to quite get over that to keep it on frame.
5 minutes remaining here in the opening half. Flick on from Wilson. Lambert, enough time to take a touch.
Good patience.
Well up by Green. White to Moore. Storty. Through to Harvey. Just too heavy. Thurton gets it though. Across to Bockham. And the shot over top of the bar.
We're seeing too many moments of hecticness from both these teams, but you see what happens when they are able to settle and just play their game. Thurton keeping this in bounds, does well to drive end line, gets this ball across perfectly. Bockham coming to try to get that side volley off, but again, not leaning over the ball quite enough. Actually gets underneath it and sending it over top of the crossbar.
Savitsky picking off the pass. Montreal able to escape. Roy has Sauvé on the left side. Sauvé continues her run, but Cherem is there for the switch. Cherem out of feet, cuts it back to the back post. Sauvé, oh, it bounced off of Hill. And out for a goal kick. And Hill says sorry. Oh, that was a great opportunity here.
This is a great ball in. You see Cherem running end line, getting this ball back. And Sauvé gets there. Hill trying to get out of the way, not realizing that she's right in direct fire of Sauvé's header. But it happens. It does happen, but those opportunities are continuing to come for Montreal. that drive needs to continue, that hunger, that grit inside the box, getting those numbers forward. We're seeing them continue to bomb forward, and that's helping them create a lot of success so far. It's just a matter of being able to convert now.
So building confidence in attack right now, the Montreal Roses. Popped over top, Bilbao to Whitaker. Whitaker goes to the penalty spot. Shank's got some time. Sauvé. Sauvé again, not getting closed down, and the ball's in! Stopped again by Bukovic. Boychuk had a glorious chance. Save after save by Stephanie Bukovic.
I'm over here yelling, turn and shoot to Sauvé in my head. I wanted her to turn there, strike it.
Cherim turns, and she's got the strike! Oh, top corner! Cherim, welcome to the NSL!
Wow. Now that's a goal, Signa. Love the little team celebration as well.
Kang Cherim, South Korean international, glorious shot there, and gives the Montreal Roses a 1-0 lead just before the half.
You could feel it coming. There was too much time and space, and Montreal's done very well to collect those first and second balls and picking their moments of when to go forward. This is a great ball in. Cherim with a great turn, some footwork, and absolutely beautifully places this in that top left corner. You can see the excitement from her teammates as well as her, but just some craftiness. Fantastic goal.
And after save from Bukovic, no chance on that one from Kang Cherim. Getting that opportunity, her first start of the Northern Super League. Had come in as a substitute in her last match, but today strikes one home. Let's see what kind of bounce back Calgary has here. 3 minutes of added time. Nice run over there by Boychuk. Slipping it through. Bukovic just electing to go with her feet to clear it.
Partnership between Paquin and Boychuk is something that at the beginning of the season we spoke about a lot. And then we saw Boychuk move around a little bit, Paquin's role change a little bit, but you're seeing just how great they are together and their ability to play off each other and create issues. Boychuk very good coming off the front. Paquin is also great coming off the front, but they're able to make those runs in behind and create issues. Bukovic just very aware of what needs to be done and reading that play to step up and clear balls.
Both teams catching their breath right here. A flurry of action. And the switch from Bilbao to Whitaker. Montreal able to take a few breaths here, having that lead before half. We'll be looking for more, but that'll be offside on Paquin. There's Cherim. First goal of the NSL season, one of their acquisitions during the summer transfer window. Leading that to Lambert. Talia White wins the ball back to Moore. And back to Lambert again. Almost a time here in this opening half. Storty wins back. Doherty Howard tried to open up and go the other way, cleared away by Hill. Emery Soleil-Baudouin blows the whistle for halftime. No better way to go into half with a late goal by Cherim.
You saw that hunger and that mentality from the first minute for Montreal. They wanted goals, and they got one, and a great goal at that. But they continued to bring that mentality, and winning those first and second balls was huge for them in this first half. They had a lot of time and space when they had the ball in dangerous areas, and that's something that Calgary needs to fix, especially in and around the 18-yard box. There's no reason that Montreal should have so much time to turn and strike with no pressure. They also have to be able to spread Montreal and stretch them a little bit more in the second half. We're seeing Whitaker get forward. They have to expose and exploit that side, specifically in transition. But just in the regular run of play, there has to be that stretching happening, get third and wide, and just continue to slip those balls through, get numbers forward, get balls into the box.
So after 45 minutes, it's 1-0 for the Montreal Roses over the Wild. More straight ahead on CBC Gem. Well, we're not the only matchup this weekend. We've got Ottawa and Vancouver on TSN Plus and NSL.ca tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific. And if you caught the last match between these two teams, August 2nd at Swangard, one of the matches of the season, goals galore, a barn burner. Well, let's see if this next one is just like that.
Score for the team, but she puts that one in as well.
Both those players starting tonight, and here is the starting 11 for the Vancouver Rise, brought to you by DoorDash. 3 changes from their last match. Quinn returns to the lineup. On the back line, Kennedy Faulkner in for Ariel Young, who sustained an ACL injury. And in net, her first appearance for the club, Kirsten Tynan, a standout with the Queen's Gale. That's right. Now let's look at the starting 11 for the Ottawa Rapid, brought to you by DoorDash. Katrina Peterson making 3 changes from last match at winger and fullback. And she says she's blessed with such depth in those positions. So many different players who could start. Today, Melanie Forbes, Stella Downing, and Chu Hu Ju.
Ball back, now sent forward. Taken back again by Mina. Into the wide area. It's an impressive start here for the Rapid. Downing's ball is into the penalty area. Tynan, the save and the rebound is in. D.B. Pridham. Give her goal number 11 on the year. The Golden Boot leader burns the Rise again. And it's a well-deserved 1-0 lead for Ottawa.
It's their ability not only to find D.B. Pridham, but the entirety of this spell of possession by the Ottawa Rapid must have been between 30 and 40 passes. It was a master class in terms of when to pull the strings, when to speed up, when to...
Scoring a goal.
There we go, no curse.
That streak continues today. Was there ever any doubt? Vancouver, Quinn in the penalty area. It's a sweet strike from Quinn. And Vancouver has its equalizer.
What a way to answer that as we're lauding the Ottawa Rapid and their talisman and D.B. Pridham. They set up after a throw, Spencer going towards the byline, and then it's Holly Ward cutting it back, and then Quinn opens it up.
Past Quinn into the middle, taken by D.B. Pridham.
Good ball by Pridham.
Great ball, comes to Chu. Chu into the penalty area, looks at goal, what a finish! Goals galore early in Vancouver, and Chu scores for Ottawa. It's 2-1 for the roadside.
Not sure if that was part of the plan for Katrina Peterson and her troops. Falls to her, and she's able to pick out Chu, and Chu cutting inside. There's the back pressure coming, numbers coming, trying to recover.
Samantha Chang on the delivery of the corner kick. Ball is played into the middle. Follow up on the volley. It's an ambitious attempt from Spencer.
Great spell of play by the Vancouver Rise, and
giving it back. Kuchersky's ball, tie game! 2-2. Not once, but twice in this half, Vancouver.
Kuchersky and DiFilippo, and here you see Dagenet play it out, looking for Gibson. Maybe not the right decision.
Game has 4 goals on the season and 13 appearances. Third straight match coming off of the bench for Lee. Was game-breaking talent and speed. Ball is through. Here's another opportunity. It's in the back of the goal. Holly Ward gives the Rise its first lead of the day.
Holly Ward. I mean, what an exclamation point to give your team the lead here. Just passes it in. Gets the head up, doesn't send in the cross, finds Holly Ward, and then in between Scott and Gibson. Just a deft little touch.
Once again, it's more Vancouver, and there's space again for Ward. Holly Ward, this time on the cross, headed towards goal. This time it's down and into the arms of Melissa Dagenet. It's Mariah Lee. Sent forward again, might be the last chance here for the Ottawa Rapid. A hard push, play continues on into the penalty area, and it's in! A stoppage time stunner, the 97th minute, and Ottawa has found a way back to level the match.
This game has had everything. Finds Adamek, and then gets into the box, gets it on her right foot. I'm not sure if that takes a deflection.
It's full time. The last kick of the match goes into the back of the net as Katrina Peterson and Enya Heiner-Muller share a
You're watching the NSL Halftime Show, brought to you by BMO, the official bank of the Northern Super League. And a look at the first half stats. Obviously, the Montreal Roses with the possession, almost 60%. Total shots and the shots on target. But the most important thing is the goal. 1-0 for the Roses right now over the Calgary Wild. Let's take a look at what happened in the first 45 minutes of the game. And some early chances for both teams in this one. The Montreal definitely having the best of it to start. This slip passed through, and it was very nearly an opportunity for Noemi Paquin.
Montreal's done very well to find those gaps and really use them to create dangerous opportunities. We've seen Paquin get on the ball quite a few times to create some dangerous chances.
Calgary known for their set pieces, and, well, Michaela Moore didn't get all of it on that one.
She wasn't able to connect with that, but you saw them continue to fight, bring that grit, and you see Savitsky get that ball back in. Bockham not able to quite get over top of the ball, and it does result in it going over top, but that grit is there.
Montreal, again, more of those chances in the first half. This one, another opportunity from Paquin.
Boychuk and Paquin are causing a lot of issues. Boychuk's coming off the front, getting on that ball. Paquin's breaking those lines. They've created a fun little partnership.
And Cherem, who ended up being the goal scorer, had a really good opportunity early on in the game, too.
We definitely thought that was going to be the goal, but this is well done by Sauvé. She looks up, finds Cherem, who times her run perfectly, and she toe pokes this by Bukovic, but just isn't able to connect with it to keep it on frame.
Calgary, some opportunities. They were getting down low, looking for that back post, but this time didn't go so well for Thurton.
There was no reason for her to go back to her right. She had Paquin beat when she cuts here left. You see Paquin have to do a full 360 turn to get back there, and she puts that right into the hands of Lambert.
Again, just across and looking for Paquin, and Paquin couldn't make the connection.
We spoke about what she's been doing in this first half and how hungry she's been, but right in this moment, I would have loved more hunger. She needs to be able to put her toe on that, if anything, get her body, put her body on the line to create a dangerous opportunity.
Schenk moving forward in attack, this time to Sauvé. And the poor clearance, nearly one for Paquin. She's searching for that first goal of the season.
Yeah, this was a great ball. Well, this was a great recollect of the ball, more passing that straight to Paquin. Bukovic coming up big and stopping that great shot.
Maggie Doherty-Howard trying to slip through Thurton. Didn't get all of it there.
Those slip balls are on. We've seen it, and this is a great ball through by Doherty-Howard, but Thurton not able to get and wrap her hips quite around the ball to get it into that far corner.
But the goal came here. Felicia Roy finding Cherem Kang, and wow.
Wow is right. We were expecting it in that first half. We were seeing so many great opportunities, but no one is able to convert. And you see here that patience. You see these bold check her shoulder, Roy, look up, find Cherem, and then she turns, pulls out some craftiness, and absolutely places us into that top left corner.
So Cherem celebrating her first goal in the Northern Super League. And so are these fans watching. Montreal Roses leading 1-0 over the Calgary Wild.
The return home for our Olympic champions.
The United States,
Sweden,
France, China, Australia, Germany, Japan, England, Italy, all have professional leagues.
but our home and native land
Still doesn't have one.
After winning the gold, the outside world was like, okay, here it comes, like a women's professional soccer league. But we, as players, knew that it was still going to be a fight.
Women's soccer players are never just fighting for money.
To have their federation meet them this way after winning world championship is just wild to me.
You should just be happy to be here. We're not accepting that narrative anymore. You're lucky to have us playing for you.
As late Tuesday night, it was announced a women's professional soccer league is coming to Canada.
We can build one of the top women's professional leagues in the world. You buy in now for $1 million, and you're looking at, $40 to $50 million asset in decades' time.
Do you've got fancy shoes?
Okay, I'm just trying to project business. We're looking for 8 teams. We can do it with a minimum of 6.
We're here to get membership. That's it.
She's literally working all the time.
We signed in May. No, it's too late.
If we didn't get this done, we weren't going to.
It's the timeline to Plan B. The pressure is on Diana right now.
We're sick of it.
I would say I've woken up every night. Oh my God, is my wife going to do it?
I just hope that Canadians realize how big this can be if they just choose to do it.
It's time.
It's time.
It's time.
Our players are ready. Our fans are ready. I strongly believe that the strength of Canadian soccer is through equality. Not women's soccer, not men's soccer, Canadian soccer.
Thanks for watching the NSL halftime show presented by BMO. We are getting set for kickoff the next 45 minutes. There's the goal scorer, Cherim from the Montreal Roses. They're up 1-0 over the Calgary Wild in this third meeting of the season. So far, a clean sheet for Gabrielle Lambert of the Roses. We'll see what kind of bounce back the Wild have in this second half. Signa Butler alongside former Canadian Youth International Jess Lisi for the call today on CBC Gem. So glad you could be with us. And here we go, second half. Michaela Moore pumping it down in the Montreal end. And the Wild certainly have been a second half team in many games this season. Now we'll see if they have that in this second half. Now Montreal giving the home fans at Stade Boréale something to cheer about early on, or I should say late in that opening half. 44th minute for Cherim, the South Korean international, with her first goal of the Northern Super League.
It's definitely a goal worth cheering on, that's for sure.
Calgary throw in. Doherty Howard giving chase against Hill. Hill coughs it up to Bockham. Bockham. Closed down now by Bilbao. Bockham sliding it through. Doherty Howard able to turn. Oh, looking for Wilson. They're not out of trouble yet. Cherim. Finding Boychuk. Up against White. Talia White. Filling in for Micah Rolfsma. And does well to get it out for a corner kick.
Boychuk doing well to be patient in that and not forcing that ball. You see her slow the ball down, recognize that there isn't enough numbers forward to get that ball into the box and to create something that is going to be potentially dangerous. So she's able to win this corner kick out of it, which is a great opportunity for Montreal, and we've seen them do it before.
Fourth quarter of the match coming up. Will they have a trick up their sleeve here? Stephanie Hill, the big target in the box, but scooped up out of the air by Bukovic.
Bukovic said, thank you, I'll take that.
And up the pitch. Sauvé. Left foot cross in, it's a curling one. And Cherim nearly at the end of that one at the back post.
Thought there was going to be two there, Signa. Thought there was going to be two, but this is a great ball in by Sauvé. She looks up, cuts it back, sends it in with her left foot. It curls perfectly, but Cherim not able to get there quick enough. But those crosses have continued to cause issues on both sides for both teams, and they need to continue that going forward.
Thurton closed down.
saw a bit of back pressure there from Bauckham, and just to touch on her, we spoke about the impact that she's had, and something that Coach Bedford said to us is, you know, she's obviously going to be hard on herself and put that pressure on herself as a striker to score goals. But she said, you know, I don't care if you score those goals because you've been so impactful already in everything she's doing outside of that. But I definitely think that hard work is going to pay off at some point. We've seen what she's done when she comes off the front, when she breaks those lines, to be an impact for this Calgary side.
Picked up an assist on Harvey's goal. Both of those players summer transfer signings for the Calgary Wild. Kayla Moore, one of the team leaders for the Wild. Just over 70 caps for Michaela Moore. The Football Ferns. Green, looking up the pitch, was hoping to squeak that through to Harvey, but that'll be offside. And if you're just joining us, the Montreal Roses, of course, in their familiar red and baby blue motif, going from left to right on your screen, and the Calgary Wild in their primary purple, going from right to left. And a release pass for Sauvé. Couldn't get it back to Paquin. Moore heads up play. He's looking for Harvey. It's read by Hill. Threading it through to Cherim! Cherim's got a brace!
What a day. Take a bow, Cherim. Take a bow.
Well, certainly the impact in her first start, second appearance for the Montreal Roses. Cherim, the South Korean international recent signing, making a huge impact on a team that's just lost their top striker this week, Latifa Abdu.
Well, we spoke about that depth and that quality that Montreal has, and you're seeing it here. This is somebody that's new. She's able to step up and score 2 goals for them today. But this starts with Stephanie Hill. This is a great read. She steps in there, gets it to Boychuk. Great ball through. Cherim with a nice touch, and then places that sneakily by Bukovic. Well done by her, but great team effort in that. Starts at Hill's effort. Boychuk with some high IQ, and Cherim putting that cherry on top.
So Cherim, 2 goals. Boychuk picking up her 4th assist of the season. And the Montreal Roses, winless in 3, have a 2-0 lead over the Wild. And looking for more. Bounces off the shin of Capadonna. The Wild trying to get something going here. Green down the line. Forces another throw in. Throw-ins can be impactful in this league. Lydia Bedford's team used to have a Wednesday throw-in practice, which they initially thought was ridiculous, some of the players were, but after you score some goals on set pieces, who's laughing?
It definitely came in handy for Harvey's first goal.
Exactly, Montreal in possession now. Boychuk shielding so well. Lambert under pressure. Escapes it.
It's well done by Hill.
Bilbo trying to free up Cherim, gets Whitaker instead. Whitaker looking for the shot into the hands of Bukovic.
Things happen when Whitaker gets forward and she's not able to strike that well. to create something dangerous off of it and test Bukovic. But you also saw Cherim and her timing and wanting to pull defenders out of there. She's making that run diagonally to pull wide, to get out of that space. Now there's an outlet for Whitaker to play there or take that strike, and she opted to take the strike, but obviously didn't connect with it well in that exact moment.
Another throw in, and we'll see what Lydia Bedford might have up her sleeve in the second half, needing to get some goals here on the board. And a very thin bench, 9 injured players for the Calgary Wild, including some offensive stalwarts like Collie Johnson, the Australian who has 3 goals for the Wild this season. Savitsky. And the ball to Green. To Harvey. Trying for a magic pass to Bockham, but Hill was there.
You have to pick those moments. You have to have that aspect of patience. As much as you want to have the front-footed approach, you have to look up and recognize, you know, Bockham's alone with many Montreal players around her. She's not going to be able to create anything out of that. She's not going to get the upper hand in that specific situation. So that's when you decide to keep the ball. You find an open player, whether that's a Savitsky, who's really been that outlet and playing in that true 6 role for them to help control the play and find the pocket. So there just has to be that aspect of patience from Harvey in that exact moment, and also just when you're coming off the front as a whole, as a striker.
Calgary trying to get the ball to their own end. Storty will charge forward. Storty with some space, has Doherty Howard. See the players converge on Doherty Howard, knowing the kind of playmaker she is, even at that area in the pitch. Cherim. Finds Sauvé.
Bit of patience and confidence there from Bilbao.
Lucia Roy playing in that midfield role. More holding today than Bilbao usually does, that holding role, along with Ali Hess, who's available off the bench. The ball freed in. See if Bockham can give chase here. Knocks Capadonna off the ball. Maybe a little obvious there. And Mary Soleil Baudouin will have a word. I'm keeping my eye open.
Can't quite play that one off. Just went straight through the back.
Shoulder to shoulder's all right. But extending the arm or on the back is not okay. Capadonna finds Whitaker. She's able to open up and find Boychuk, but that'll be offside. Calgary holding their line well.
Montreal continuing to prove that they're a team that has the ability to threaten you in direct play, but also will create through build-up and have that combination play to play the slit balls through. Boychuk obviously a big part of that.
Thurton tried to turn. Oh, Bockham was lurking there. Hill had to be careful and does very well to get out of trouble. Bilbo pops over top. Bukovic off her line. And quickly out to Storti. A nice pass threaded through. That's Harvey. Harvey, the cross. Oh, it's a shot on net, and Lambert had to be careful. Didn't see that coming.
I'm not too sure if she meant to strike that on frame or she was attempting to get that across the box, but nonetheless, a great opportunity coming out of it. Fantastic ball by Storti to Harvey. I think she may have been attempting to cross that, but that goes directly to frame, and Lambert having to come up big in that moment and keep that ball out of the back of the net.
So 30 minutes left to play, plenty of time here. 2-0 lead for the Montreal Roses. Calgary trying to find a way to get on the board here. Precious points. Of course, sitting 5th in the standings right now, 3 points out of 4th. While the Montreal Roses just behind Ottawa, tied for points. But Ottawa with the advantage with the goal differential. Sauvé. Moore will go back to Bukovic. Natalia White.
You mentioned the standing, Signa, and heading into the playoffs. Because of how close things are in the table, there are so many games, there's only so many games left. You have to be able to collect as many points as possible, and I think that we're going to see some switch-ups. I don't think that it's set in stone right now what we're seeing. We've seen it change week to week, game to game, so I definitely think that every single game is huge. You have to come out and attempt to get those 3 points, and if not that, then get the 1 point. But definitely walk away with some point.
Hill back to Lambert. Calgary getting ready for some substitutions to ignite a little bit in their 11 here. Get those to you in just a moment. Shank, give and go with Sauvé. Pulls up, out for a Calgary throw. Bockham against Hill. And a card given, and by the applause against Jorian Bockham. He's been getting tangled up with Stephanie Hill.
We're seeing some frustration on the face of Bockham. He's getting tangled up there with Hill.
So Christy Gray coming into the match for Maddie Wilson, number 14, and Allie Green coming out, and we'll see Michelle Romero, a recent signing during the transfer window, Venezuelan international with 20 caps, most recently playing at the Copa America. Played 90 minutes in all 4 appearances there. So we'll see Romero at left back. Harvey trying to push the ball by Capadonna. Able to turn and get out of trouble.
Seeing that press from Calgary right now. Numbers around the ball at all times.
Montreal able to escape. Cherem de Roy. Storty reads that, moving forward now. Grace Storty moving forward, just going herself. 23-year-old from Calgary, keeping going. Goes back to Gray. Gray. Unfortunately, the ball not where it needed to be.
Not very many options there for Storty. You see her continuing to drive forward. She's cutting diagonally. She does well. She's Bockham, who's pulling out to that right flank more so. But then Harvey's making that exact same diagonal run into the same space that Bockham is. She has to be able to pull out on the opposite side, pulling defenders with her, giving Storty a better route to the net. So there has to be better movement up top there in those moments. Otherwise, you leave Storty alone and not able to do anything.
Backhand looking to slip through Boychuk. And I wasn't sure if that was in the penalty area there, but Romero's going to get a yellow card. And I think that was outside the box. It looks pretty close.
Right on the edge.
Right on the edge. So Boychuk hoping that she's all right there, but Michelle Romero picking up a yellow card.
Yep, it looks like it was right outside the box. Calgary getting away with one there.
Back end, lovely slip ball through, and yes, just outside the contact.
See that contact on her back foot, a bit of a shove from behind there. Boychuk losing her balance.
So we'll need some organization here. Marie-Soleil Baudouin taking the paces. Back 10 yards.
And that's one of the things that Coach Rasatoy, you mentioned. You know, they want to provoke fouls. They want to be in those situations, putting themselves in situations where when you have all that momentum going forward and you're driving forward, sometimes you leave defenders no choice but to really trip you up.
Sauvé on the ball. The left-handed shot, and Bukovic there. Just got over the wall, and Bukovic able to make the save.
As a left footer, you love for her to try that. You want her to be able to curl it into that near post. Not easy for a goalkeeper to stop it, but there's not enough power and juice behind that. It's either that or you're going into the box and giving your teammates a chance to be able to redirect it on frame.
Doherty Howard to Gray. Try to slip it by Hill, couldn't get there. Moore. Looking forward, finds Bockham. Thurton turning. Has Storty. Storty earns the corner kick.
Seeing Storty a little bit more active in this second half. We didn't mention her name too much in the attack in the first half, but she makes things happen when she gets forward. She provides that overload with Thurton, and those are two players that you don't really want running at you in your half, getting balls into the box. So she's definitely playing a bigger role in the second half in the attack for Calgary.
Is this the opportunity that the Wild need right now? Captain Maggie Doherty Howard on the ball, driving it in and up. Looking for Michaela Moore. Natalia White back to Bukovic. Romero finds Howard. The ball through, it's a dangerous one. Someone's gonna be on the end of it. Ooh, Thurton has a case there about being taken down in the box.
It looks like there might have been a little holding in that. See again, this is a great ball in by Doherty Howard. You see Thurton getting there a little late. There was most definitely contact.
Okay, they foul called there on Whitaker, I believe. So we'll see a free kick from a dangerous position here, especially when you have the delivery of Maggie Doherty-Howard. Remember, she scored from almost this position.
She definitely did.
And certainly Montreal would have seen the video on that, preparing for the set-piece play of the Calgary Wild as Lydia Bedford and her staff look on. Needing a little spark here with 20 minutes to play. Thurton, Doherty-Howard on the ball, going for goal again. Oh, it's off the crossbar. Lambert got a hand on it, but it was off the crossbar, and Gray launches it. And Lambert is ecstatic.
She was ready. She knew that was coming. She knew the quality. You can see how pumped up she is there, but this is well struck by Doherty-Howard. There's just enough bend in it, but Lambert coming up big and getting her hand on that.
Huge save by Gabrielle Lambert to keep the Wild off the board. 2 substitutions coming into the match. Claire Monniard coming in for Megan Sauvé. And Jody Smith coming in for Lara Shank. So it's 2 substitutions, 2 players who have been working both ends of the pitch, Shank and Sauvé.
And Monniard's a player too, Signa, that has really stepped up in her recent performances and how much energy she's bringing, and she brings that aggressive aspect that you do not want to be defending against. She is ready to be on your tail if you mess up and pounce and create something dangerous. So she's definitely been a big presence for them in the attack recently, and she's been growing game to game.
Sonia O'Neill also into the match for the Calgary Wild. In the midfield. Cross in, headed away by Capadonna. Let's have another look.
We have to have another look because, wow.
That was a great save.
Wow. Yeah, that's a fantastic save from Lambert to be able to come out and keep that out of the back of the net.
Bockham, look at close down. Gets it to Savitsky. Storty. Savitsky heads into the box. Doherty-Howard given no room. And Storty's cross sprayed wide.
Final action just not coming together for Calgary. You're seeing the hunger in the second half, and they're really bringing that front-footed approach, but that final pass, the final cross, the strike on target, or really collecting those second balls is not quite coming together for them. So they have to be able to clean that up if they're going to want to even this game out.
Kayla Moore with Boychuk in pursuit, and just the foul on the back. A free kick goes the way of the Calgary Wild. Cherem, who's got a brace today for the Roses. Sonia O'Neill into the match for Sarita Thurton. Sonia O'Neill also providing a little bit of translation help for Coach Lydia Bedford with the player you see there, Michelle Romero. wins the free kick. Quickly across to Moore. Walkham just tried to lay it off to Maggie Doherty-Howard, and a timely foot in there. Whoa, Vukovic in trouble! And it goes off the post! So Stephanie Vukovic nearly in trouble there and rescued by the woodwork.
There are times to be risky and confident as a goalkeeper, but it is not in those situations.
Gray, the cross in and out of bounds.
You have to get rid of the ball there. You have to let it bounce back into your... Well, you're seeing it here. Monyard is right there. There's no way that you can attempt to bring that ball down with that pressure. She could have cleared it out initially, or let that really bounce back into her box, or have one of her players really shift over to take it. But too dangerous from Vukovic. It has to be a lot smarter in that situation, especially with Boychuk and Monyard right there.
She's saying, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. And both teams will have this hydration break brought to you by Powerade. Again, beautiful 25-degree day. However, it feels about 32 at field level. You can see the players getting some cold towels and fuel. Well, Cherim is the heroine right now, and here's both of her goals.
Yeah, this first goal is a phenomenal goal from her. You see a bit of craftiness before and the skill that she has, and she places this so beautifully in that top left corner. Love the little team celebration afterwards.
And she wasn't done either. Second half. Stephanie Hill.
Yeah, wow. She does so well to read that. Boychuk with a nice little cheeky pass, and then calm, cool, collected, and clean, precise finish from Cherim again to make it 2-0.
So Cherim, her first start, a recent acquisition during the summer transfer window, coming over from Korea. Played with the Steel Red Angels in the Women's Korean League. Certainly brought a spark to this Roses lineup, which was feeling mixed emotions coming into this match, knowing, of course, that they needed to get 3 points, winless in 3 matches, 2 losses in a row, in fact, and Robert Rosatoyu learning the news that Latifa Abdu asking out of her contract this week. Their leading goal scorer with 6 goals, but right now, other players stepping up for the Roses in this match and giving them a 2-0 lead right now.
I think Cherim also adds that aspect of calm and preciseness that the Roses have been slightly lacking in the recent performances in the final third. She's very precise in her movements off the ball. When she has the ball, she makes great decisions with it, but also her delivery into the box and her execution of those simple passes. She really helps bring it together, and when you have a player like that, it makes the players around you a lot better.
2 substitutions coming up. Noemi Paquin coming out of the match, and Charlotte Bilbao coming out of the match. So Mara Bouchard coming in, the 24-year-old from Granby, Quebec, 3-time All-Canadian at McGill University, coming into the midfield. And Laurie Thibault coming in for Noemi Paquin. Thibault also out of the youth sports system with the Montreal Carabins, won a national championship back in 2022. Harvey pokes it back to White. Vukovic, rescued by her post just moments ago. Sonia. Boychuk lays it off to Monyard. Romero breaks that up. Romero against Cherem. Good instincts there by Romero.
Some patience and Montreal recycling the ball, picking their moments.
Hill is looking for Smith on that far side. Ten minutes and change in this match. The Northern Super League, presented by BMO, the official bank of the NSL. And the home side is feeling good at Stade Boréale. You can hear it from the fans. Leading 2-0. Bouchard through to Boychuk. Boychuk trying to get behind it, a little bit ahead of her.
It's a tough angle. You saw her try to go back across her body. A little bit awkward of an angle to be able to redirect your hips that way and really get it into the far corner. So the buildup was great. The finish wasn't quite there, but those chances are continuing to be created because of the movement and the smart passes that Montreal is making in their decisions to go forward.
Cherem. Boychuk. Electing to keep possession just off the foot of Capadonna. And Lambert, who had that huge fist save just moments ago from Maggie Doherty Howard, the set piece wizard for the Calgary Wild.
If I'm her, I'm watching that on repeat. Anytime I'm not feeling myself, I'm looking at that. I'm going, oh yeah, I did that.
She was pumped afterwards, that's for sure. Thibault moving forward. Jody Smith, can she chase that down? She can. And out of bounds for a goal kick. Bouchard leading Boychuk in. See what you mean, tough to get behind it.
Angle. We're also seeing some skill here by Cherem. Just calm, cool, collected, but she's making things happen.
Jorian Bockham comes out of the match for the Calgary Wild. Danielle Steer into the match. Steer with a goal this season. Storty, one time to Sonia. To Gray. Christy Gray trying to get the ball across, held up by Smith. And the call going against her, I think maybe the arm was quite visual to Marie-Soleil-Baudouin.
It's a good battle between the two of them. You could tell that neither of them were going to back down. Some tugging of the shirt there, and I believe that is what caused the foul in the end. It was the collar, so there was no no hiding that one.
Jersey tugging is a hard no-no. if you get caught.
I was going to say, but I'm glad you said it.
I said it was a footnote. It was a footnote.
You're the problem here, Signa, not me. I never do that.
Still some time here for the Calgary Wild. Got to get moving, though. Montreal being able to play out of their press.
Montreal's been holding it down. They've held this lead well. They've done well defensively to shut down Calgary in those moments of build-up, to not allow them anything too dangerous. There's obviously been some opportunities that Calgary needs to be able to convert on, because those are the ones that come back to bite you. But overall, Montreal has been quite solid on both sides of the ball today.
5 shots on net, 4 on target for Montreal in this half. So the advantage firmly in Montreal's favor in that statistical category. Monyard. Cherim looking for Boychuk, and Romero able to get it out. Not out of trouble just yet. Barnyard back to Capadonna, and they'll just waste some time off the clock here. 5 minutes left, plus added time.
Signa too, a player that obviously we've spoken about her quite a bit, but Boychuk is, you know, there are role players on teams. I said this about her before. There are role players on teams and there are difference makers, and Tanya Boychuk is somebody that is a difference maker. She finds ways to be a difference maker. Whether she's on the ball or not, she's always creating space for her teammates. She's doing the work defensively, but she's also coming off the front. She wants that ball. She's going to lay it off. She's going to play it through. She's going to take a strike. Just overall a very well-rounded player.
Savitsky back to Moore. Calgary trying to get a spell of possession here. Bukovic making the move this time. Out of danger. Talia White, little dangle. Calgary unable to find a way forward at that stage. Now looking to this right side of the pitch. Moore pushing forward. Sortie to Sonia. Switch to Romero. Romero tried to play in Doherty Howard. A quick foot in there. Almost won back by Doherty Howard, and the youngster, Felicia Roy, doing well to get out of trouble. That's a nice turn. Trying to lay in Christy Gray, and Doherty Howard won at the call. Here comes Jody Smith. And out for a goal kick. Robert Rosatoyu counting these minutes down. His team looking for a much-needed win. Winless in 2. Doherty Howard trying to chase that ball down by Hill. She has to put it out for a throw. Lydia Bedford, time running out for the Wild. Doherty Howard taken down. That'll be a free kick for the Wild. So another set piece opportunity here, Jess, for Calgary. And Maggie Doherty Howard's on the ball. You got Michaela Moore in there.
Big opportunity, final minutes. They have to be able to win this ball and redirect it towards frame, at least get a rebound off of it.
Doherty Howard, service in. Pushed away by Lambert. Pumped again. Lambert getting the start today. Anna Karpenko went down with an injury 36 minutes into their last match, and Lambert came in relief.
Looks like
now she's hurting her shoulder, or holding her shoulder area. Let's take another look.
This is a well-struck ball. Not sure if she made contact there with the Calgary player with her elbow. It's already taped up, or if it was just the extension and that impact from Doherty Howard's strike. But Montreal's done well to keep the ball out of the back of their net. They're collecting that second ball. We're seeing it here again. Great ball in. It looks like it might have been the contact with Steer after the initial clearance from her.
Punched away, out of danger. And we will see certainly some stoppage time minutes here for both of these teams. And it's going to be 5 minutes of added time, so plus a little bit more as Lambert gets some attention.
Well, we spoke about the fact that the last time these two teams met, Montreal was able to score 2 in about 5 minutes. So there is plenty of time. I know that doesn't seem like a lot of time, but Calgary is going to have to get on it. They're going to have to bring that intensity in these final minutes and at least get one.
Calgary winners of 2 straight coming into this one. They beat Ottawa, beat Halifax. Lambert is back up. Trying to preserve this clean sheet.
It's in these moments, Signa, that every opportunity, anytime you're on the ball, you have to take care of it, whether it's a throw-in, you're having to find feet. You're not going to head that out of bounds and not give your team a chance. So there has to be better decision-making in those moments. You have to keep the ball. You have to take care of it.
Lambert lets it run across her body. A little moment of panic there. Headed down by Storty. And Laurie Thibault gives it a run. Storty battling back. Great battle.
Well done by Storty.
Storty's holding her shoulder.
She looks to be in quite a bit of pain.
Storty been a key fixture for this Calgary Wild team this season. 17th start of the season. In against Bukovic, but Bukovic handles that, but Boychuk nearly had a break. Takes the quick throw in. Sonia battles off the ball.
Well done, a bit of skill there again from Cherim.
And Boychuk will try and waste some minutes. Harvey gets it somewhat out. Doherty Howard take this quick throw in to White. Romero showing that bit of skill.
Montreal doing well again defensively, numbers around the ball. They're not going to give up that easily.
Wanting to play high up the pitch too, so that when they lose the ball, at least they're in great position up high. Earning the foul here.
And that's something that they've been working on, as it's hurt them in the past where they were caught too high and they were disconnected from their back line, and those direct balls over top were hurting them and resulting in them losing or having a goal scored on them. So today they found that balance, and Russell, you mentioned, you know, it's easier to come forward and defend versus being stuck high and getting caught, but they've found that balance today. They've stayed connected overall, I would say, between their lines.
And a ball broken through to Boychuk. She might go for goal against Talia White, and that's a foul outside the box again, and a yellow card to Talia White. And Boychuk driving towards the net, really creating opportunities, and obviously this foul.
I mean, that's one way to stop her. You know, you see the skill that she has. She cuts back across Talia White. She was going to drive end line there, potentially getting that ball back across or going straight towards goal herself. So Talia White did what she thought was needed in that moment to prevent a really dangerous opportunity, but this actually resulted in just as dangerous of an opportunity off of a set piece here.
So in added time, an opportunity for the Roses to add to their lead. And will they just time waste here or go for goal? Lori Thibault and Boychuk on the ball. And it goes to Boychuk. She'll go to that corner flag. And Boychuk offside. And not the kind of pass out of their zone that they're looking for there.
The idea to play quick is great, but the execution has to be there as well. Otherwise, nothing is going to come of it. And now Montreal is back in possession for the winding down time. And Calgary is the one that really needs to be on the ball right now.
Bukovic will need to play this quickly. Just getting one on the road would feel good for the Wild. And off the shoulder of Harvey. The whistle. The Montreal Roses, a resilient performance after 2 straight losses, losing their leading scorer this week, Latifa Abdou, released from her contract, and they came up big. They came out to play today. Cherim with 2 goals to lead them to a 2-0 victory. Gabrielle Lambert, a couple key saves for the clean sheet.
Yeah, absolutely. They had the mentality today. You saw it from that first minute. They brought the aggressiveness. They brought the grit. They were connected on both sides of the ball, and that was something that let them down in previous matchups. They were lacking that fluidity that we're typically used to seeing from them, but today they came together, they connected well, and they were able to come out on top. Calgary, a team that is very organized. We know that about them. They didn't take care of the ball well enough to be able to execute in that final third. The chances were there, but it has to be better. Defensively, they gave Montreal a little bit too much time and space, specifically in and around their 18, made it too easy for them. But overall, that first half was quite even, Signa. Second half, Montreal really was able to hold it down and shut Calgary down, keeping the ball out of the back of their net.
So let's take a look at the full-time stats and what tale does it tell in this one? Well, Cherim, the brace today, 2 goals. The possession, obviously, but the shots and the shots on target, Jess.
Yes. Wow. That's something that you love to see, right? 14 total shots, 8 on target. That is the Montreal Roses that we were seeing at the beginning of the season, the team that we spoke so highly about in attack. And Cherim is a huge part of that today, played a massive role, obviously converting 2 of those goals, but her ability to be involved, get balls into the box, have that calmness to her and preciseness. Just really great from her today. Overall, fantastic performance, and this is somebody that I think is going to have a massive impact for Montreal moving into this next phase of the season.
Yeah, difference maker for sure. Cherim, the South Korean international, recent signing for the Roses, making good today, a 2-0 victory. Let's take a look at the standings and how things look right now as the Roses celebrate at Stade Boréale. The Roses bump ahead, 28 points with that 3 points today over the Ottawa Rapids. So it's AFC Toronto, Montreal, Ottawa, Vancouver in the playoff positioning, but the Wild just outside looking in, and the Tides at the bottom of the table right now. But plenty of season left, 8 more games after this. 8 more games, Jess.
It's coming. The playoffs are coming. It's a time that we all love. But there are a couple teams that are looking in right now from the outside, Calgary being one of them. Every single game, the stakes are high, Signa. You have to be able to come out and get those points. So, you know, I'm excited for these last 8 games, seeing what these teams are going to bring, that mentality, that grit, that hunger. I'm pumped.
Well, there's a key game tomorrow, this weekend. Tomorrow, it's Ottawa and Vancouver at Swangard, or TD Place, pardon me, 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific time, TSN Plus and NSL.ca. That is tomorrow. Make sure you tune in. Remember that 3-3 game last time? Yeah, you did.
Yep. How can we forget?
Well, thanks for watching us here on this NSL broadcast presented by BMO, the official bank of the Northern Super League. Today, it was the Montreal Roses Day. 2-0 over the Calgary Wild. Cherim, the goal scorer for both of the Roses. And a clean sheet for Gabrielle Lambert. For all of us here, I'm Signa Butler, along with Jess Lisi and our producer Kevin, all of our crew in the control room. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.